For many years, and I'm talking many, many years, the closest ally for Israel is probably Greece, frankly, because they're right next to each other. And so very often, the connection between Athens and Tel Aviv has been very common. Quick flight, people constantly going back and forth. But the Greeks have turned substantially as a collective people against the Israelis. They don't like them there. And so now we are seeing a very controversial problem that exists not just over there, as it does here. We share a common theme. The overwhelming majority of the United States, the American people, do not want to be party to the Israeli cause, the Zionist cause. But the State Department does. And while the Greeks do not want to be party to this, the Greek government certainly does, because it pays. Again, pyramid of power. Israel moving to Greece. Israeli officials have officially requested the purchase of Greek islands as a safe haven for Jews. While the Middle East, West Asia, continues to descend into utter chaos, Israelis have realized that their existence in occupied Palestine is on the verge of being compromised. Thus, they are looking for Greece and Cyprus as potential landing spots. They're doing it. Colin, the suggestion that Greece would sell its islands to a foreign group is a betrayal of the Hellenic people, orthodoxy, and Greek history. Greece belongs to the Greek people. Reports from Israeli and Greek government sources suggest that Israeli officials have requested to purchase various Greek islands as a safe haven for Jews fleeing Israel. This constitutes a betrayal of the Hellenic people and the Hellenic state the Greek ancestors fought and died for. Greece is not a country that can be sold to any other people for any purpose. Greece is a state and a nation which belong to the Greek people exclusively. Israel, or any other country for that matter, would not tolerate selling their land, infrastructure, or industry to a foreign power. The extent to which this has already happened in Greece is the result of foreign interference that the Greek people never asked for, and did not deserve. Although the reports are yet to be confirmed, this serves as a reminder to Greeks that Greece's sovereignty is not a guarantee, and the Greek people must be vigilant in defending it. You're damn right they should. Now, what's one of the ways that they could actually defend this? Believe it or not, there is actually a lesson here to be learned. Colin, if you would, please pull up the next slide on this story. 13 countries worldwide now ban Israeli passport holders from entering their territory. Here's an idea. Traveling with an Israeli passport comes with restrictions in several countries around the world. Currently, at least 13 countries do not allow Israeli passport holders to enter their territory due to political and diplomatic reasons. These countries include Algeria, Bangladesh, Brunei, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Yemen, and the Maldives. The Maldives are the most recent country to ban them. The bans are often rooted in these nations. The bans are often rooted in these nations' refusal to recognize the state of Israel and they enforce strict immigration policies that prevent entry for Israeli nationals. Now, remember, one of the main reasons, and again, this gets back to the pyramid power structure, why is it that they are permitted into the country in the first place? Because money talks and justice walks. That's how it works. We don't want the Israelis in our country, but they come with a lot of money and power. And as a result, people are willing to look the other way as long as they're getting their wheels greased. In some cases, the restrictions are nuanced. For example, Iraq's autonomous Kurdistan region allows Israelis to enter, despite the national government maintaining a ban. Saudi Arabia, while generally barring entry, permits very limited exceptions for business or religious purposes. Again, money and power. The Maldives recently formalized its ban in 2025, explicitly prohibiting Israeli passport holders from entering the country. Other nations may refuse entry outright, deny visas, or impose restrictions that effectively block travel. These travel limitations impact Israelis who wish to visit the Middle East, West Asia, parts of South and Southeast Asia, and North Africa. For anyone planning trips, it's crucial to check the latest travel, Colin, the latest travel advisories, and understand that entry restrictions may change depending on diplomatic developments or regional conflicts. Being aware of these rules ensures safe and hassle-free travel planning. You know the Muslim ban that Trump has implemented here in the United States? Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, we could easily ban Israelis from coming to the United States as well. If you could do it for one country, you could sure shit do it for another one. So maybe that's something that we need to do. And maybe that's something that Greece needs to do. Quite frankly, Greece really should consider doing that if they haven't made a move for it yet. Why? This was captured in Greece earlier this week. Now, for those wondering, why is it that this Randy Fine in female form decided to do this absurd dance and act like a fool? It turns out that they were apparently offended by one of the help that had a Palestinian flag lapel on. They saw it, and then they started doing this shit. And that should not surprise anybody, because this is what they do. They will make your lives an absolute living hell. But if there's one thing you can tell by this image, and I'm not talking about the heifer, I'm talking about where they are. Where are they? Clearly, they're at some type of a resort. They're having a grand old time, and they're out there flashing their Israeli flag and acting like a bunch of morons. That's what they do. And all because somebody who is in the working class came up to the ruling class and was on the side of justice. No, we can't have that. Oh, no. Let's dance like a bunch of reading. I'm not going to say that word. I shouldn't say it. But they're animals. That's what they are. And they deserve everything they have coming to them. And one more time, just so that I can really rub it in her face, just remember, this woman thinks that she's hot shit. Like, really believes that. Really believes that she's God's gift. Because again, if it's implemented in your brain that you are the chosen people, You can dress very inappropriately for your size and think that you're beautiful. Give her credit. Hey, listen, if you think you look great, good for you. But this is a prime example of that ideology just not knowing when to say when and when you have gone too far. And they have gone too far for a very long time. They're all going to get what they have coming to them. But let this be a firm reminder. Yes, but that's what I've always said. This is the exact same thing that I said about Wasserman Schultz. Wasserman Schultz is a very ugly person outside because of how ugly she is inside. And that is the same thing that I would say to somebody like her. Same thing. That is what it comes down to. Because you don't judge people on the outside. You only do that once you judge them on the inside. This is a person who wants to act like a moron because somebody had the audacity. He didn't even fight with them. He had on a Palestinian flag lapel, and they were so offended by it. And they were offended by it in Greece. It's not like this is Tel Aviv. This is in Greece, and they saw that lapel and they said, oh no, we can't have that. So we have to act as we do, like animals. So when we say that we have to deal with this in very drastic terms, this is what we have to do. Greece, we're looking at you, baby. There are plenty of ways that you can remove passports. If other countries can do it, you can do it too.